What a fun one we have here. So we have a Terran versus Terran matchup. My opponent's in the bottom right corner. I am in the spawning in the top right. And this one played out really kind of interesting because right now I enjoy playing all three races. Currently I'm in Gold League with Protoss and Silver with Zerg and Terrans, and it'd kind of be nice if come season in if I could move up into Gold with Terran and Zerg, but Terran's definitely my weakest race, but strangely enough I kind of enjoy them the most. So playing here, and it's a Terran versus Terran matchup. So here I'm just going with a standard open build. My plan is, I used to always just build, the barracks, get the gas going, send a Reaper over to scout. Maybe if you're lucky, you get a couple SCVs or something like that along the way. Then sometime back, I played another Terran player, and what he did is he camped a Reaper and one or two Marines right here, and so the Reapers always have this jump up spot down here. It'd be right here, and as soon as I jumped up, I died, and then he got the counter scout, which was, I kind of liked it. So hey, if you see someone do a interesting idea strategy, just go ahead and copy it, right? The funny thing is not kind of like aware of Terran cheeses as much or being familiar with meta. I didn't. Maybe I should have SCV scouted. If nothing else, you could say, well, so you got a SCV scout for, like, what if you did a proxy barracks right there? So I maybe should start working that in my gameplay, but he's going with a 3 barracks open. And so he's going to Reaper rush me because he's pumping both gases just to be able to afford those. So let's speed this up a little bit. You'll see here, while that's building, I go down and I'm building my bunker and I'm preparing to take a second base there. I have my Reaper and I'm also starting my factory here. I have my Reaper and my Marine right here. Here's the point of just knowing like metas and knowing like faction knowledge. I should know that if I don't see them showing up here for any second with a Reaper, like something's going on. So I'm deciding, okay, he's not coming. I'm going to just guard with these two guys and I'm going to go see what's happening. But little do I know, the problem is he's taking the Reapers along, if you look at the mini map, along the far side. And I don't have any way of defending this. The Reaper, I was telling somebody's mine, the Reaper rush has gotten me a lot in the past. And so here we are. It's just kind of frustrating to have this again. This Reaper almost dies. Unfortunate that I don't get it because they regenerate health. So I pull all my drones smartly to my second spot, or just away there because I don't want to lose. And I was kind of hoping I tried to keep clicking this because they wanted to mine and go back to here, and I had to keep telling them, no, don't go back there to mine because it's obviously don't want to go with there, but I'm in trouble here. I mean, this is looking really bad. He's not only going with a Reaper open, he's full out. He's got 9 Reapers on the map, so he's just fully committing here. And at this point, you think he would just rally and win the game. But you'll see here, key mistake. I get a Helion. That's a nice shot there, but it doesn't kill anything, so it doesn't matter. But I've got my second base here in my bunker. And this was a point where I almost thought about tapping out because I was really in trouble. I mean, I think anybody, other players, you win this most of the time. He's just rallying in. He drives right past the bunker. Has he lost anything? He's only lost 1 unit. I've lost 775. This is like dire. That was probably a bad call because I don't think it's even going to... It did get something out of it. But I decide before I tap out, I'm going to at least move my production down to here where I think like, okay, at least I have some harvesters, some SCVs, and we'll see if I can still make a game of it. I know this part's exposed, so I'm trying to get a bunker here as quickly as possible. Here's where he should, I mean, he has to know, he knows I have a base on here. Why didn't he then jump down and finish me off? Because that would have been game. Right now the SCV count, he's up in SCVs 21 to 17. This is just looking really bad for me. This is kind of the funny part when you see like players who are used to doing a certain strat, it works, and then they're used to their opponent just tapping out. This is, every game you can look at, someone's making a mistake somewhere. What's the game plan here? What's he doing? He's like, well, I guess I didn't finish him off. I'm gonna just bring everything at home. And like, I said in other videos, I'm a big proponent of if you have a Russian, it gets some advantage, great. But use that to, like, you know, get a further lead. He's still on one base here, and these guys are just sitting home. In the meantime, I'm trying to put mules down here and just try to get some cash going. We're both floating about the same amount. And I'm feeling a little bit better about my chances to hold because I've got a siege tank coming. I'm only down 2 SCVs. For as horrible as this game started out, you know, it really could have been worse. I could have lost the game. Snuck a SCV down here in the corner and taking base number 3. Just really trying to catch up. Because I'm mining this spot again, I figured he'd be coming back to either finish off the base, or so I got a couple bunkers going up there. In the meantime, he's still on one base. I don't know why he isn't expanding. He is building up a sizable army, and he's looking to maybe deliver the knockout blow. Let's fast forward a little bit. I know at some point around now I scan his base. It looks like on the minimap. I haven't done it yet. And when I think I see that he's on one base, I start to feel good about my chances to at least make this a game. Because I don't think that base is gonna, I'm banking on it doesn't get discovered for some time. See? Alright, so there's a scan. I say, like, okay, he's got a lot of stuff. So and then I say, oh gosh, he hasn't expanded at all. I don't think I noticed, though, that he had a really, I mean, this is a pretty scary army here. And if he manages correctly with a siege tank, he should be able to do some really big damage here. Here's a key thing about engagements and why this game's so fun, because it's about decisions. There is one point he gets his siege tank up here, and he wasn't paying attention and it dies. If he sieges up here where I don't have vision, he can kill so many SCVs. Again, I think that's game, but let's see how this plays out. So he knows I have a bunker here. He doesn't know that I have a siege tank there and another one on the way. Right now the unit's loss is 16-2, and then I've lost 1,100. He's lost 200. See, he's not paying attention to this engagement. He sees big siege tanks. You can't just muscle your way into siege tanks. Repair those back up. I need to get this one further up. So he starts to think, all right, well, I'll go up north here and do a drop. I think that scared him off. He drops here. This is the key point in the game. Or I guess he didn't. Gosh, both of us are move commanding. We didn't even see that. That's so funny. I don't know what he was doing with that. Oh, because that's what I was trying to do, get up there, but it doesn't do any good. Didn't get set up in time. Clearly, we're both kind of looking and managing other things. It's pretty big to get this medevac here. So that's only got one guy in there, so it's not doing much. Helps a little. He is going for this base, and he is going to take it out. While I'd like to keep it, this base is not really what's keeping me afloat. This right here is what's keeping me afloat. My hidden expansion down in the corner is what's going to help keep me afloat. I mean, if you look at it, yeah, he's going to probably destroy all this, but it's kind of like it's one base versus one base. Unit count, he's still up. And this is the point, though, but here's the big comeback. He doesn't see what's going on in the back here because he's so focused on the front lines. Let's see how many kills this Liberator ends up getting. Look at this SCV count start to even up. He's just a pinch slow to react, so now I'm actually winning the SCV account. I had 3 Vikings. I was planning on flying them in, and I saw just the one Marine, thought I could take it out. And then there were some others just out of my vision that I otherwise I did not want to land during that. Get this guy to a safe space in the corner. Safe space, that's funny. He can't touch him there. A lot of dead space in that back part of the map. SCV account, I'm actually up by 4. Here he finally starts to try this back of the base. That bunker finally comes in handy. He has no way to breach this. This is where he really should have been expanding. The Liberator's just killing his economy right now. He can't even get back in there to mine. It's MVP, a Liberator here. I know at some point I do see, I think it was when my Viking was flying across, I saw that there's the fusion core there, so I know BCs are coming along the way. He's got both 2 BCs coming, but I did see spot the fusion core, and I'm not really worried about that because I know just get, you know, some anti-air, get a bunch of Marines, which can, you know, help out with that. And I'm feeling good about my chances. I think I also spotting that, yeah, I'm trying to pump out Vikings as fast as humanly possible. Got a Cyclone because I know the BCs are coming. But he's kind of done this whole, he had such a huge economic advantage and he's just kind of like played it into a one base all in. He never really expanded or. Alright, so he's going to take out the bunker. I tried to repair way too slow. It helps here that I had got the lock on with the Cyclone, so I'm trying to kite him away while he's locked on. He can still hit him from enormous range. Here comes the Vikings. He has to bail on this. He'd like to have probably taken out more SCVs. What is the SCV account? I'm up significantly, up 6. And he's just about to lose his other BC, which are so expensive. And now at this point, I'm kind of figuring that he just spent pretty much everything he has on that push. It's time to push back. So rally across. I go around the southern part just to check, make sure he doesn't have a base here. He doesn't. And I can kind of just do a slow push. I know I'd like to have more than 1 siege tank, but if I just have 1 siege tank in here, just siege up, I can push through any army he might have. I think at this point I might just have sheer numbers on him, but not knowing that, I wanted to play it safe, so siege him up. That's probably a little close for the siege tank, but he didn't react to it. And I think we got this comeback locked up. Crazy game. Talk about just looking like it's going south. Able to pull it back, I don't know. Kind of wild. We'll end it there.